The best movie I've seen in at least this year, and this is superb. I'm not sure when it's out in England. It's The Sound of Freedom. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. This is the child trafficking.
Yeah.
Film.
So this is something that you don't want to ever think about or ever know about, and they make it tough to watch in the opening. They get you into it, but the quality of a movie. Man, I watched it at home today. It was too hot. We got to 3:00. I'm like, I give up. I'm watching a movie. Leave me alone. Right? It's so I had a copy of it, thankfully, to watch. And normally when I watch something at home, I will look at my phone every half hour. It depends how good the movie is. Like, go look at it every 20 minutes, right? Something like that, right? So I didn't look at my phone at all. I was riveted. So a great performance by Jim Caviezel. Great story, which apparently is more true than not. Right? I heard the real talk about it. It's okay, fine. Look, I'll give you the potted review, right? Because it's really great, right? And I won't do massive spoilers. But it starts off, you're in I don't know, Ecuador, some country, South American country, and this little girl is playing with a drum and singing, and this woman comes by, this very glamorous looking woman in heels, and she says that she's with a talent agency, and so they ask the father, I think they would be good as models, right? And you know what's going to happen, right? And it's showing the catalog and all of that. So then the guy who's like a blue collar guy takes him to the audition, puts a suit and tie on, takes him to the audition. Right, and they said no parents allowed. Come back at 7:00. Right, comes back at 7:00, gone, vanished. Right, and that's your entrance into and then the opening titles is actual security footage of all these kids just being snatched, all the play. Because it turns out this is child pornography has increased 10,000-fold over the last 5 years apparently. Right, and it's America is one of the number one consumers. There's all these kids. There's 85,000 kids that have been trafficked into America by the government who are now missing. Right, it's crazy what's going on. So this gives you an insight. So what happens is part of his job is, and he was talking about this when it was the real guy on Timber, is you have to watch the child porn. It's oh god, and they're like, how'd you do that? He said, you throb a lot, right, you do. But he was able to rescue a first time ever as he was working for the Homeland Security. He was able to rescue a kid from a trafficker who we saw in a video, right? And he was able to reunite him. So it's a story of this kid and his sister who was taken at the beginning, right? And it's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. But it's this guy, Tim Ballard, right? He's able to finagle to go to where is it to look for the sister, and then he gets more and more involved in finding them, and they come up with this incredible sting program. It's incredibly successful, but he still has to go on this other mission to find the sister. It's fantastic. Right, you are on your edgy. It is so well done. Did you
say it's based? It's not literally based on a true story, but it's sort of based on.
Here's when you should watch Tim Paul from Friday. Right, he had the guy on. It's fascinating.
Oh, it's a real bloke. Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. So at the end you see.
I've heard talk that there's now more slavery in the world than there was at the height of
slavery now than when it was legal. Right, and most of those are sex slaves, child sex slaves. It blows your mind, right? But it takes you really into that world, and it's fascinating, disgusting at the same. There's so much pure evil in the world, right?
Is it a theatrical film, or is it on a Netflix or an Amazon or something like that?
And that's why if I could legally buy it, I will buy this movie. It is really good. It's really strong. Right, and
he's a great actor as well, Caviezel. I've always liked him
because he doesn't have many lines, but he basically acts with his eyes all the way through it, and he plays a very insular person, right? So one of the things they missed out was he had to quit his job with the government to continue the operation to rescue the kids, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't know. Look, I got 5 kids at home. You know, how are we going to pay our mortgage? And it's his wife that makes him do it, right? His wife said, you're not going to stand in the way of my redemption, right? It's like Jesus, super Christian people, right? And this guy is so humble with the real humility. It's just wonderful, right? So he said they didn't put that in the movie because that made me look more cowardly. I wish they put it in. That's sort of. He says, that happened, but it happened in a different place. You know, things like that. Hell. But it's all true.
What's it called again? The Sound of Freedom.
It is so good. I mean, I don't know. I would put that up with Dune. I like that's as good, and I like Dune a lot. The one that came out. I'm trying to think. What's the last? I thought that.
Yeah, the second one's due out at the end of the year, isn't it?
I am looking forward to that. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.